What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. The lights are off, so you already know what that means. It's time to get spooked, bro. It's time to get spooked. We haven't got spooked in a long time. Today we're doing something new. We're reacting off a Horror Shorts party. Shout out to them. Link will be in the description. We finna react to them, see how their stories be. But yeah, you can basically call me Koya's Kitchen 2.0. Please don't call me. Also, guys, this is a true McDonald's horror story. The following stories were inspired by or loosely based on the actual events of locals or persons living or dead. So this is for real true, bro. Yo, what? Nah. Yo, to be honest, I be thinking they capping when they say it's true. But they got this footage. I think it's true, man. Okay, somebody gonna end up dead here.
Working at McDonald's has ruined my life.
Okay.
I thought it would just be a way to save money for the future while I studied at my local college, but it turned out to be the thing that ripped my future from my grasp. It all started in the summertime. I was working the drive-thru window, which is as mundane of a routine as anything else you can do at McDonald's. All the orders were passing through my head.
That man ugly as whew. Look at this man, bro. That man look like EDP if he was skinny.
Hands and into car windows in one monotonous blur, just like any other day. But despite the sheer number of people that passed by me during that shift, there was one individual who stuck out. The driver of the vehicle she was in.
Okay, that's the female in the video. I don't know why she looked like that, but who's this guy? Yo, you finna make me act up if you keep looking at me like that, bro.
Was nothing special, just her whipped boyfriend. But her, I remember her. She had this awful helmet-looking wig of ketchup red hair, which just did not go with the rest of her style whatsoever.
Yo, this is not a roast battle. This is a Horror Shorts story.
However, I tried not to stare. I looked up to the screen where the orders came through to see what they got. Her boyfriend got a Big Mac meal with a large Sprite, and she got a 10-piece McNugget meal with a large High C. That may not seem relevant, but I only say this because I know for a fact that
Bro, I can't work at McDonald's. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I can't work as the same position he's working in. Because if I did, bro, I see one ugly person, I'm laughing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Did everything within my responsibility to make sure they got what they were supposed to. I handed over the drinks first. Then I held out the bag of food. I expected her boyfriend in the driver's seat to grab it, but instead, she reached over and snatched it out of my hands, giving me this dirty, ravenous look as she did it. I see some weird things in the drive-thru, so that barely registered anyway. Have a nice day. They sped off out of the drive-thru, and I thought I'd never see them again. I was wrong. The woman with the ridiculously red hair walked inside.
Alright, it's the footage.
Later. I saw her as I was grabbing a McFlurry cup from the front. She was standing with her hands at her hips, impatiently waiting to speak to a manager in a very evident manner. By the time I'd made the McFlurry, the manager was with her. I wasn't really paying attention, but I could see she was being nasty for no good reason. I don't know what kind of day the manager was having, but he wasn't having any of this woman's attitude. They started screaming at each other. You come into my establishment and you insult my employees. What the hell do you think you're doing in here? I ought to take you out back and rip your damn wig off, you piece of shit! Out of the...
Bro, the video just started. Why do I already have an ad interrupting my experience for this video? Alright, you know what? I'm disliking this video.
The corner of my eye, I saw her spit in the manager's eye.
That is
to which he slapped her in the face.
Oh my goodness.
He immediately regretted throwing hands and disappeared from the counter to go hide in his office. That's when the crazy woman went berserk. She started hollering at the top of her lungs, pushing stuff off the counter and throwing random objects into the kitchen. She threw over a cup of straws, spilling them all over the floor.
What, y'all think I'm stupid?
Yes.
Think I can't count? I got a 10-piece, not a 9-piece. Maybe I rip off one of your fingers and see how you feel about it.
She was making an awful scene. At that point, I couldn't...
Bro, I know she's not doing all this just because she got 9 nuggets in her box. Bro, just eat the 9 nuggets.
Help but look. Several of my co-workers went to the counter to try and calm her down or get her out of the restaurant, but she was inconsolable. She pulled on one of those plexiglass barriers that hangs in front of the cash register and hurled it towards somebody. It nearly stabbed their eye out. Still, the corner of the plexiglass sliced them in the temple, spurting blood all down their shirt.
Bro, imagine how that looks in the security camera. Because, mind you, they got all that on camera too. They showed them in the first place. Unless they showed them the first part of the footage and just fake the rest. Because, you know, sometimes people do that because, you know, black people.
Let me see that witch that gave me my food. Come on, she needs a good beating.
I realized she was talking about me. And
That's
that's
a man.
when she
What?
jumped the counter. She locked eyes with me at the window and lunged, but she was caught by a small crowd of employees who got a hold of her and threw her out the door. But she came back. Several times she came back, actually. Every time we thought she was gone, she would storm back in and throw something else at the people in the kitchen. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the manager came out and yelled at her.
The cops are on their way! You really want to throw your life away over one chicken nugget?
At that, she disappeared. The cops showed up about an hour later, asked a few questions, and took a copy of the security footage. I thought she would eventually get fined a few grand or spend a few nights in jail, but we never got word that she'd been caught. 3 or 4 months passed, the season changed, and I pretty much forgot about the whole thing. Pretty much everyone moved on, even the cops. Then, one day, I was working the drive-thru again, and I saw her. She came back with her boyfriend and—
Stop looking at me like that, bro. Bro, you really finna make me act up, bro. Like, bro, you wanna kill—
ordered the exact same thing. My heart sank to the floor when she came up to the window. I recognized her immediately. She still wore that same awful red wig, but this time she was even more insane looking. She stared me down.
She looked goofy as—
with this creepy, deranged smile, like some kind of psycho would look at their next victim. But she didn't say anything. She just took her food and drove off slowly, looking at me through the window until they were out of sight. I thought about calling the cops, but I figured she would leave once she counted all 10 of her nuggets.
Wait, hold up. So you know how the person talking is saying, like, she or he, I don't know. Remember when they said that they ruined their life? What does this have to do with their life? If it's like, you know, I don't care.
It gave me a jolt, forcing me to remember her littler rampage back in August, but after a while I wasn't thinking about it. Several hours passed and the sun went down. Then I was done with my shift. Right before I walked out the door, I remembered that I'd seen her that day. Just as a precaution, I got out my keychain and clutched the little pink bottle of pepper spray. I'd had this thing since I was a sophomore in high school, about 6 years, so I was sure it was expired, but I figured it would be good enough. I pushed open the door and walked out with long, quick strides headed for my car. Within seconds, I heard her walking behind me, racing to catch up with me, coming up so quickly that I was sure she was about to attack. Instinctively, I turned around and sprayed her straight in the eyes. Without bothering to linger for any reason, I turned back and ran to my car. As I fumbled with my keys looking for the unlock button, I looked back to the woman with the insanely colored hair. She was still standing, but she was staggering. I saw her wipe her eyes vigorously and spit on the ground. Then she looked straight at me. Her eyes were bloodshot.
Bro, like, what you want me to do? Oh, I'm scared. Yo, this story is like really scary. I'm very scared, guys. I do not think I will be able to go to sleep at night.
All the skin around them swollen and red and covered in thick tears. She bared her teeth like a rabid animal, drooling. She screamed horridly, then charged at me unhindered. I pulled open the car door and jumped inside, locking it behind me. I thought I was safe.
Bro, that is a dude.
But before I could even calm my nerves enough to start my car, I saw a rock bashing into the window, smashing it like a wine glass.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
This is Blankos,
Yep.
the free-to-play multiplayer game
for real?
where you can
For real?
unlock, earn,
For
and
real?
sell NFTs
For real?
in-game.
Nobody care about no NFTs. Leave a like if you care about NFTs. Also leave a like if you don't care about NFTs.
I shrieked, and then her hands came through the window. They grabbed me by the hair and yanked me through the door, all over the shards of glass and
My
dropping
goodness.
me on the pavement while still grasping at my scalp. She struck me in the face repeatedly, using her nails like claws, cutting my face and eyes.
Mind you, this is all over one nugget.
Splitting my lip and scarring my cheeks.
This will teach you to disrespect me, you little punk. You gon' remember me.
I don't know how long I was taking that for. I didn't fight back. I just clutched my car keys so she wouldn't steal it. Eventually, I heard my manager come out and start yelling. That's when the crazy woman dropped me to the ground and ran off, disappearing once again. And what's worse, the police still haven't found her. They don't care enough about me to go looking, I guess. But she ruined.
They would investigate if it was a white woman that got beat up like that. But you know, for black people, it's very, very different. But I'm not even gonna lie, after that traumatic, scene, I would've got a strap, bro.
I quit my job after that day, and I moved back into my parents' house. I even missed my college graduation because my face was so messed up. I'm too scared to go outside. I'm just worried that I'm going to run into her.
Bro.
She'll recognize me all over again.
The customer begins to argue with a worker over her order. There was no audio, but witnesses told police that the customer became verbally abusive toward the staff. That's when the situation turned
Okay, I think this is actually real.
Violent. The customer tried to get behind the counter and had to be pushed back out the door by other workers. When she couldn't get behind the counter, she started throwing things. For the next 4 minutes, the woman with the red hair threw everything she could get her hands on over the counter. Wet floor signs, a trash can, plastic order numbers, another wet floor sign. Before leaving the restaurant, she grabs a big promotional sign and heaves it over the counter. Then she finally walks out.
What do you get out of this? Bad baby is out of control. Bro, honestly, what do you get out of that? That's very inspirational. Alright, I rate that story. It was a pretty interesting story. W story, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm usually a critic to everything that comes in my way. But this is a W. This is a W. We definitely gonna be reacting to more of these in the future. But yeah, if you see female with red hair, especially Bad Baby, do not approach them in any sort of way. At least not negatively. Like, if you see Bad Baby, you might as well shoot you a shot, because she kind of bad. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you go leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want more videos, let me know. I'm finna start grinding for real, because I really want to get up there. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay, we know you gon' snitch if they gon' sentence you. So we put trackers on our bullets, no time for them missing you. And even if they catch the flu round flu season, I sick as you. And I hang around young kids.